coming in for game number 2 on track 2. We are about to start off with Westside Glory versus the South Sea Sirens. I am Judy Bench and I am being joined by...
Tickle Me Hell No.
And just before we get underway, we pay respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. We acknowledge that this event is taking place on the Wurundjeri Wurrung land. Always was, always will be. So this is Division 1. So Glory has only... I wouldn't say has only just moved up into Division 1 properly, but they're one of those teams that have sort of like definitely no longer Division 2.
Yeah, they've come a long way, Glory. I must say they, compared to the last 10 years at Statewide Stampede, they've excelled immensely.
And they've been, the recent Great Southern Slam, they've been really highly competitive against a lot of teams that in the past we would have looked at as being extremely strong. So the fact that they've been giving it their all for those kind of games, you know, they are moving up into that kind of Division 1 ranking side of things, whereas South Sea Sirens have been Division 1 for quite a while. So this should be a really good matchup. Don't know if it's going to be what game number 1 was on this track, where it was a 2-point game in the end, but we should be able to see some really good derby in this game.
Yeah, either way, it's going to be a strong game.
So while we are waiting for the officials to all get into position, Tickles, do you want to lead us through Westside's?
All right, so we've got 104, Nuclear Force Out, 108, Tripitaka, 1618, Victoria Beat Her, 19, Double Whammy, 23, Machine, 44, Reverend Townsend, 68, Crazy Jackal, 78, Hellcat, 89, Massacre Jones, 105, Bleeder of the Pack, 109, Club Slamwich, 17, Liz Vegas, 212, Intensive Claire Unit, 34, Bash a Lot, 442, Mosey Rocks, 73, The Captain of the Day, Siebes of the Day, and 811, Jukebox.
And then for the... Nope, I've gone into the wrong one. South Sea Sirens, we have 007, Honey Collider, 06, Bambi, 161, Killer Curls, number 2, Harmon Miranda, 33, Titosaurus, 411, Lulu Pushin, 515, Lemon Squeezy, 69, Corky, 0130, Bruiser, 1054, Spendy, 175, Rogue, 269, Cinderella, 404, Fleabag, 514, Firefly Spirit, 53, Luna Shovegood, and 82, Maple Slam.
A lot of these players we have had the opportunity to play with in our respective clubs, and it's awesome to see them excelling.
And because we have been sort of like around these people a lot, we might call them by shortened nicknames or whatever, because we're so used to hearing those out on track. So if any comes up that we don't, like if you don't recognise them, we're always happy to help out. I do have live chat open so I can see your comments. And lining up first, we have Club Sandwich for Westside and Corky for South Sea. Slamwich has made their way to the front of the pack. However, a very, very solid tripod has been set up, but Victoria Beater has come through to offer offense to get Slamwich out. Corky's not too far behind. And we have the first penalty of the game, Luna Shovegood, going into the Deadly Sports Plus penalty box. It is a very fast pack at the moment, where we've got a bit of trying to protect points and gain points and everything like that. Jam got called off, and I'm just double checking. We have, although it was a Glory lead Jam, Corky managed to snipe 2 points. So it's 0 for Westside, 2 points for South Sea.
Yeah. And now Westside are going in with the pack advantage because obviously Luna's still in the deadly sport penalty box. With Siebes breaking down that wall of South Seas, but not being able to make much help because they got back together very quickly.
And that's Tripitaka out for lead. And it looks like Bruiser is still in the pack. Now, this is actually Bruiser's second game in a row. They were playing in that first game. They're very, very tight game. So hopefully her endurance holds up. But Trippy has picked up some points there and is calling it off. Bruiser unable to score. So the score is 4-2.
With now the penalty box clear.
And we have a couple of comments there. Curious with amazing names for our skaters. Yes, our skaters do have some fun pun names. FTFO Media. That floor looks like an awesome surface to skate on. Good luck to all the teams playing. Thank you for that. Darabin is one of the tracks that several of the skaters here have played on a lot in the past. It used to be one of our more regularly used venues, so a lot of people are very aware of what to expect. We do have a jukebox out for lead, and that looks like Bambi coming in for South Sea. Didn't manage to pick up any points, but we do have 2 points on the board by jukebox. Oh, 3 points on the board, sorry. So that takes Westside to 7 and South Sea to 2.
Yep, and we got the teams lining up again. Very clean game so far. With South Seas taking the front and Westside taking the back. Both jammers trying to push their way through these really strong walls. With Westside choosing to stick all 4 jammers together, with South Seas choosing to split up a little bit with their pivot, which has been an advantage to them, so they've been able to get lead this time around with Fiery Spirit. Firefly Spirit, sorry.
Little bit of trivia for you. This is actually Fly's debut game for the Sirens. It is not their debut game overall because they have actually played for several different leagues, but it is for the Sirens.
Oh, congratulations.
And they have actually been picked for Team China.
Oh, congratulations again.
And then we have Crazy Jackal still stuck in that tripod trying to get out and looking for their pivot, who was Siebes the Day. And Siebes has taken the star for the star pass. Graham, I've noticed that you've updated your display name in chat. Thank you for that. So Siebes is coming up towards the back of the pack. Fly calling it off.
I must say it's very smart tactics from Westside because with their pivot, they're choosing someone who's an opposite locking style to the current jammer, a current pushing style or jamming style to their jammer that they've got out. So if one thing isn't working, they're passing that star and using that person to, if this doesn't work, we'll get this to make it work. Hope that makes sense to everyone.
Okay, we now have Club Sandwich up against Corky. So we're back to the 2 jammers who started us off for this game. Corky managing to work her way to the front of the pack, but not quite able to get out. Sandwich out for lead again.
There's a lot of whistles going off, and unfortunately it looks like Corky is going to the penalty box.
And they're going to serve 30 seconds in the Deadly Sports Plus penalty box.
And Westside is staying at the back of the pack to let Club Sandwich try and push through. but time has been... she's called it, or they've called it.
And just watching to see what's going on, because I've noticed bench coach just incredible running across to talk to Denominator, one of the refs, to see if they can clarify something.
Yep.
But it does look like it was just a clarification, not an official review worthy.
All right, and again, pack advantage to West Side. Unfortunately, Harmon Miranda is going to sit the 30 seconds.
And just going to say, in terms of someone that you don't want on a power jam and having only 2 blockers, Tripitaka, former VRDL Queen Bee, so very, very strong, very, very talented on their skates. Were playing, up against the top of the top and making it look easy with that lovely little apex jump there.
Yep.
And it does look like Corky has actually gone back to the penalty box. And so that's giving another 30 seconds of control to Tripitaka. Corky back on track. Straight into a very, very strong tripod.
And Tripitaka playing it smart, looking to their bench coach, what do we need to do?
It's one thing that most jammers will get drilled into you. Always pay attention.
Yeah, because you're a bench coach for Diamond Valley.
Not anymore.
Oh.
I've actually transferred to South Sea. I will be taking care of the South Sea C team, the Krakens.
Oh, congratulations.
So it's going to be interesting. So there's a lot of the calls and everything being made from the South Sea bench where I'm like, okay, yep, I know why they're doing this. I know why they're doing that.
And the good thing is we can discuss it a little bit more here. We're saying that South Seas have gotten lead. That good on you, Bruiser.
But Jukebox right behind.
Oh, Jukebox is an amazing jammer.
They're incredible. Their footwork and agility is just spot on.
Well, anyway, congratulations on moving to South Seas.
Time for a bit of a difference. Like with skaters, sometimes you just need to shake things up. And it looks like we've got Crazy Jackal out there on the jammer line for Westside. Crazy Jackal actually being a former Siren, so up against old teammates. And that looks like Bambi in behind for the jammer position for South Sea.
Yeah, and Siebes, I must say, is an amazing O. Siebes from West Side, they're doing amazing jobs breaking up the South Sea wall. And Hellcat has been called for a cut trap.
Going to serve 30 seconds in the Deadly Sports Plus penalty box.
And apologies if I just call it a penalty box today because we're not used to having the penalty box sponsored.
It's a novelty, but we are so grateful for Deadly Sports.
Deadly Sports are an amazing first aid company. If you need them for an event, please hire them. The team is amazing. They look after us at most derby things down here in Victoria.
And we have Crazy Jackal out on lead. Bambi took a bit of a spill, but has come out on their initial pass.
Westside has 3 blockers. One has just returned to track, but they had 3 blockers in that Deadly Sports penalty box. So pack advantage is going to South Seas this time, and it's first time for this in this game.
But I will say, if you're going to only have 1 blocker out there, Siebes,
pretty good.
Probably a choice.
I mean, we don't get to choose who we send penalties for. That's the ref's choice. But so we got Victoria Beckham and
Victoria beat her.
Sorry.
So Vicky's out there as one of the 2 blockers, and just have a quick look here. The other one was Bash a Lot.
Yeah, thank you.
But we have Fly out there as lead jammer for South Sea, and it does appear like Bob Slamage has actually put the star in their hand. So they'll be looking to do a start pass to Vicky. Managed to do a nice little fakie there, so Slamage is out.
And I think they've done it. Oh, no, they haven't. Sorry. But the star, unfortunately for South Seas, the star is on.
No, for West Side, yeah.
Yeah, West Side, the star is not actually on. Well, the star is on, but.
Okay, in this situation, if that jam hadn't been called off, they would not be picking up points because the star actually needs to be visible to show that they are the jammer of record.
Yeah, and also a lot of companies are now printing stars on both sides so that this doesn't happen.
Grim has a lovely little comment there. Is it fly or freight train? Sometimes it's hard to tell. And that looks like we have Flea out there for the Sirens picking up lead.
With Trippy Taka just gunning it behind.
And Flea with a very, very quick call-off, trying to minimise damage while picking up some points. And it looks like they were successful in that one. That just starts to bring the score that little bit closer. So West Side on 26, South Sea on 19.
So we got Jukebox and Corky lining up to jam. No one's in the Deadly Sport penalty box, so this is going to be a fun one. Jukebox trying to get past that wall of 4 with Corky doing the same at the back with West Side. Siebes coming in to assist Duke with getting past.
And you're caught in the little blind spot of this setup.
Yep.
So Jukebox has picked up lead. Corky is not far behind. Jukebox didn't quite hear the bench coach calling call. However, it has worked in their advantage because they're now being told, keep going. Corky coming out for points as well.
And Double Whammy hitting the penalty box in the Deadly Sport penalty box. Big shout out to Double Whammy as well. They have been selected for Junior Roller Derby Australia. Team Australia for Junior tournament. Sorry, words are failing me at the moment.
Whereas Siebes has actually been picked as a reserve for Team Australia. So they aren't on the actual main list, but they are still invited to go and do the training sessions with Team Australia and pick up some more skills and knowledge of that top level to feed back to other clubs.
Yeah, and I think that's awesome that they've got Team Australia's got a reserve team this year.
It's Derby can't grow if we're all stuck in the same way. So having a chance to be able to share thoughts and ideas and tactics on how to do things is incredible. We do have Bambi out as lead.
And Crazy Jackal as...
Well, still on their initial, it looks like.
Yep.
And we do have a bit of a viewer question here by Curious. I wish I understood the rules of this game.
We wish we did too.
Come on now, you play, you should know enough.
But you don't... There is so many rules with roller derby. And they change them every year.
Or 6 months, depending.
And we're the only game in the world that has that people can score points at the same time as any other sport. We have multiple referees and NSOs.
So as a very, very quick overview of how roller derby works, each team sends out 5 skaters at a time, unless there are people serving penalties. And those skaters are made up of the jammer, which is the person with the star. They are the point scorer. A pivot, which is the one that has the striped helmet cover. They are a special form of blocker, and then you have your 3 other blockers. And basically, the team is playing offense and defense at the same time. So jammers, the ones with the stars, are trying to get through the pack on their initial pass. Once they have made it through legally, they then are eligible to start scoring. And scoring is by passing the hips of the opposing blockers. And so the reason why pivots are the special blocker is they are the only one on the team that is currently out there who can score points if the star gets passed to them. So that might actually be about to happen here, where Bruiser has taken the star off their helmet, and they will be looking to make a star pass to Maple Slam number 82 for the Sirens. And that's just a means of trying to pick up points and start scoring for both teams. Unfortunately, Maple Slam has been called for a penalty. It looks like it's a head high, and they are being sent to the Deadly Sports penalty box. So that is a very, very quick overview of roller derby. So in this situation, Maple Slam will be starting in the penalty box, giving the Glory, Westside Glory, a power jam start, which is where they get 30 seconds of unopposed jammer time, as long as they don't end up in the penalty box themselves. And in this situation, they have made the very, very smart move of sending Trippy Tarker out there to be their scorer.
Yep, so unfortunately we got track maintenance again. Track maintenance is a big part of derby because everyone goes hard and fast, and it's only sticky tape holding down rope. It's not like a sports field where everything is there and doesn't move. All right, so with Trippy Tarker getting that power jam slot, Westside have decided to hang back and then push into the back of the wall to try and get some confusion and get Trippy Tarker out. Trippy Tarker out, and that has worked in their favour. Trippy Tarker's now on their first scoring pass, with Maple Slam standing in the Deadly Sports penalty box, getting ready to go. So Maple Slam has been released.
And unfortunately, it looks like Maple Slam has returned to the Deadly Sports penalty box for another high block. Or blocking with the head. I always get those two signals confused. Which means they did not manage to get a star pass done. So they are back in there as a jammer. And this is where you really start to feel sorry for people in that situation, because they are not usually a jammer. They are a pivot, so they're probably going, I just want to pass it as soon as possible.
And I want to get out of the penalty box.
Because I want to rejoin my pack. Now, we have Jukebox out there for this power jam. Again, as we said, Jukebox has got incredible agility and foot skills. So, very smart move putting them out there. But what South Sea has done is they've put out Bambi as their pivot, being that they are a jammer normally. It gives Slam the option to star pass straight up to someone who is more used to jamming. The only thing is, Westside is well aware of this and they are doing what they can to stop that star pass from happening.
Unfortunately, they've stopped it for a few moments, but they've got it through, and we've got out.
That was Bambi.
Bambi, yep, thank you. I must say, this weekend is going to be a good weekend, but in terms for Derby weather-wise, it's not the best for us Victorians.
As usual, Victorians will be complaining that this weekend is too hot for us. And that definitely includes me. I will complain a lot about the weather.
Same here.
We now have... It was taking a stumble there. That looks like Bash a lot.
Yeah.
Took a bit of a stumble before the whistle. Crazy Jackal is out there as jammer for Westside. And it will be Corky for South Sea. The benefiting watching these two teams play a lot is I'm actually able to pick people from a distance. I don't need to wait for all of them to be updated.
Yeah, unfortunately for me, it's a little bit more difficult. It's where we're sitting, I've got a screen right next to me.
Yeah, you've got a blind spot, so
And
it does make it difficult.
So you probably see more at home than what I'm seeing.
Okay. Now, it does look like Corky has taken off the star, so in this situation, Corky can choose to continue to hold it or to pass it to the pivot, who is Honey Collider. This can be used as a tactic to try and divide attention, or because they really do want to pass the star. And Grim there with a nice line work, Jackal. Jackal has definitely loved the transfer across to Westside. They've learned a few new tactics, which has made them... They always were a good jammer, but this has made them quite a bit more formidable. We do have our lovely tournament head trying to get the attention of the lineup, not the lineup, the scoreboard, to go, hey, we're in an official timeout. Please put us in timeout.
And that is our lovely Frank, who has been all over the world in the last 12 months, been to World Derby as an official. Oh, Judy has left me. Sorry, there was some safety precautions that needed to happen. There was people in a non-safe area, so we had to... Judy was just like, yep, let's move them along.
Well, we have a stoppage. It means I can get up and do that. Basically, we do need to make sure that we have, especially considering how many wires are around the area, just making sure that people are safe.
Yeah. And Westside must be feeling the heat because they've got all the fans out.
And now we have Bruiser for Sirens up against Club Sandwich. Club Sandwich is having a brilliant day today. Doing some lovely pirouette work. But Curls with the drawback there to take him back to the end of the pack.
So South Seas have got the lead. With Bruiser about half a track behind, and they're calling it because Westside has gotten a little bit away from them.
Okay, it appears like we have an official review. Tickles, I'm going to go in and eavesdrop.
Excellent. I will mute myself because we'll wait and find out what this official review's about. We'll be back soon. So Judy has just said that the official review has landed. What was the official review for, Judy?
Okay, so South Sea called an official review on Black 7-3, so Seeps the Day, for initiating contact with a down skater, and that has been upheld.
Oh, so Seebs is sitting in the penalty box.
Exactly. So now we have a Tripitaka.
And not far behind
No.
Tripitaka is Bambi.
Bambi actually got lead.
So Tripitaka is going to... No.
So lead has been given to Bambi. Trippy has overtaken Bambi, and that's why they called it off.
Playing smarter, not harder.
Exactly. So at the moment, it is very much a case of Southsea needs to do something to try and gain the points, but Westside is holding strong and doing an incredible job out there.
Yeah, so we've got Jukebox and
Fly.
And Jukebox giving Fly a little bit of a nudge.
Not that that's deterred Fly. They're about a quarter of a track behind Jukebox. Jukebox is in the lucky position of having offense basically straight on with them because Seebs has just been released from the penalty box and is matching them in skating. So we'll see if they can utilise straight into a truck and trailer kind of manoeuvre.
Ooh, I heard the thud. I couldn't see the thud because there's a screen in the way.
I think that was Jukebox hitting the ground. Has managed to pick up some points though. I think they got all 4 points. And that was a very, very smart tactic there by Seebs, realising that they were on par with Jukebox and getting Jukebox to come in behind them. So Seebs took all the attention and Jukebox could skate on through.
So we've got Crazy Jackal and Fleabag lining up to jam. And I'm a little bit confused with who's where at the moment.
Well, we've got Jackal out the front of the pack. You know, you can move your chair.
And it's taken me how many minutes to figure that out?
Well, you didn't. I did.
And it's taken you how many... Even when I move, I've still got a screen.
No. You just need to move more. But we have Fleabag at the back of the pack. Bleeder of the pack has just picked up a penalty. But Jackal is lead. Fleabag is right on their tail and actually overtaking them. So this is probably going to be the reverse of the last jam where, the other jam is going to hit the pack first. I'm going to call it. But they would have tried to delay that as long as possible to take some time off Bleeder of the pack's penalty.
Yep, so we've got Corky and Club Sandwich lining up to jam with one in the bin. Bleeder of the pack is in the bin at the moment for West Side. So pack advantage going to South Seas. Using it to their advantage by being able to have that extra blocker out there to help break up the wall, the West Side wall.
Oh, lovely tiptoes there across the outside.
Like Corky, where Club Sandwich, I think for the first time in this game, has been caught up behind a wall of red.
But showing off their own fancy footwork with a few pirouettes there.
And while we were distracted by that, Corky just sailed through.
And we're going to have this jam run a bit longer. It's not going to be a hit and quit it. This is Southsea going, we're behind. We need if we're having the advantage of scoring points, we need to continue to score points.
And
however, it's not worked in their favour.
Because unfortunately Corky's going to the bin, which means this jam is definitely going for the full 2 minutes.
But did you realise that we're almost at half-time?
Yep, and...
This is
Wait, why? I thought red was lead, not Black. Because Black just called it.
And so we will see what comes out of this conversation. This potentially is going to be a penalty to the captain.
Because it's an official timeout. But shouldn't the refs known that Black couldn't call it?
Okay, in this situation, this does happen. And as we can see, Noms is currently talking to Siebes. So denominator being the head ref is actually issuing a penalty to Siebes the day for the incorrect call-off. Siebes will be sitting as just a general blocker because this is a captain's penalty. So they won't be out there as jammer or as pivot. They'll just be an ordinary blocker in this situation. So in this situation where it has been an incorrect call-off, even though it was the official who made the mistake in not recognising that Black was not lead, it will go to Westside because they knew that they weren't lead, but they still tried to call it off. It's one of those situations where, yes, a mistake was made by the officials, but
Black shouldn't have called it.
Yeah.
You should know if you're lead or not.
So we do have much love to our officials. All of these officials, whether non-skating officials or refs, are all volunteers, and they have all been honing their skills over many, many games. But we do have a variety of skater levels, of official levels. So we've got some very, very experienced people out there and some more newer refs. And some of those people have jumped in to help out since a lot of the Queensland officials crew couldn't come down. So, yes, mistakes might get made. It is a sport, and it's been run by volunteer people who, quite frankly, we love and appreciate.
And we don't usually play in this heat.
So we have Trippy Tarka out there on a power jam, it appears. It looks like Corky is just finishing off a penalty. Some great blocking there by Lemon Squeezy, managing to hold up Trippy Tarka for long enough that Corky's actually out of the penalty box and lead.
Good job, Lemon Squeezy.
So
And
we've got Siebes the Day has been released from the penalty box. Corky has called it off because Trippy was starting to approach the pack.
And also, Victoria Beat Her is in the penalty box.
So when we get to half-time, we can have a quick look at how many penalties people are on before we take a bit of a break at intermission. So this potentially will be the final jam of the half. I say potential because...
Stranger things have happened.
Yeah, it's Derby. Things happen. We have Fly out there up against Jukebox.
It's nice to see this pairing out there again.
I feel like these two are good foil for each other. Both of them have speed. Both of them have footwork that's, fancy and quick. So they've been able to counter each other and not give up too many points to one another. Fly has gotten out for lead, but Jukebox has got one blocker left to beat, and they're now about a quarter of a track to a half track behind. Fly's in there picking up some points and calling it off before a Jukebox hits the pack.
Awesome job.
So
Yeah.
we are at the situation where if no one calls a timeout, we will be going more than likely into intermission.
Let's see.
It's half time.
Excellent. We'll be back in, 15 minutes?
Not quite. Be just under that, but while I've got a moment, let's have a quick look at the penalties.
Okay.
So we have a nice spread. No one really in any penalty trouble for Westside. Massacre Jones does have 3. That, let's face it, when you have 7 penalties, 3 isn't too bad.
Yep.
And for Southsea, again, a bit of a spread and only one person who has 3. Unfortunately for them, it is one of their jammers.
And they're all the same penalty.
Well, let's face it, jammers generally do get
A lot of the same penalty.
Yeah.
Which is the cut track one, which is what the X means.
So we shall be back in... It looks like we have had a bit of a stop on the scoreboard. It hasn't gone into intermission time. We will go on to be right back. We'll be back in about probably 10 minutes. We'll talk to you then.
Bye.
Okay, so we have just over 2 minutes left of intermission before we start back in the second half. So at the moment, Westside is currently leading 72 to Southsea 44.
Again, and it may not look like it on the scoreboard, but they're tit for tat matching each other.
At the moment, it's basically been Westside's managed to pull up a couple of decent multi-point scoring jams, whereas, as you can see on the graph, Southsea's not had that opportunity as often. So that's where the difference has come from, is those couple of multi-point jams. You know, it's not an insurmountable lead, but it's all going to come down to, can Westside keep the pressure on, or has Southsea something up their sleeve to, overcome the differences? As I mentioned earlier, some of the Southsea players have skated in the game already today, and with it being warm, it's quite tiring. However, these are people who knew what they were getting themselves into, so they've worked on their endurance and everything, so it's definitely not an excuse at all for them. Westside has been putting up the right people against the right jammers every time, and that is just really, really smart bench coaching and very, very smart lineup managing. Basically, that the lineup managers can make or break a game at times if they don't realise when to tweak a lineup, when to match up certain jammers and everything. It can just lead to the point of no return in terms of catching up to the score. Whereas the Westside crew have been doing that constantly. So every time that something starts working for the Sirens, Westside's had that counter. Bunny, because of the cyclone, there's been a lot of changes being made. So track 1 had a game this morning that got delayed to start, but they were able to delay that start because they did have that gap period between 11 and 1. So they utilised that for the remainder of the first game. And then the next game on track 1 will be at 1 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. So that's why nothing's showing up on the live stream at the moment. But we are about to get this half underway. And despite what the flushing up there is showing, it is not Fleabag out there for Southsea. That looks like it is Corky out there for Southsea. And I'm trying to work out who it is for Westside.
It is 442. Sorry, I don't have my roster in front of me. But wait, no, it's not that lineup. Oh yeah, this is this lineup. It is Corky.
Yeah, no, they had earlier. They had the last lineup up there.
Yeah, and then Mossy Rocks unfortunately has gone to the penalty box for a cut track. So it's good news for Corky. They can hopefully utilise this power jam to their advantage with Southsea's.
And Corky through on a scoring pass, picking up 4 points. Justin with the keep going, still on initial type signal. Generally, there is one of 2 responses to that kind of signal. Oh God, here we go. Or, yep, I'm fine. Let me at him. Let me at him.
Keep going. Keep going. Just keep swimming.
I've seen many a jammer give me a dead eye for that. Why are you making me run? And it's like, because you're being successful, I'm going to run you.
Yeah, so it's 8. Was it an 8-point? Or was it a 12 point? It was a 12-point jam. And that's the highest jam we've had in this game so far. and it's gone to the Sirens. So that will help with that point differential.
Is it?
Oh, sorry, it's even with one from West Side, I'm sorry. Or two from West Side.
I was just like, I don't know. I'm pretty certain Jukebox had one.
I could only see half the track until this second half, in my defence.
And we now have Bruiser out there jamming for Sirens with Mossy Rocks still in the penalty box. Bruiser picks up a penalty. So we're going to actually have a jammer bounce. In this situation, we have the jammer from Westside being released early, and that means Bruiser will only have to serve the amount of time that Mossy Rocks has served for their penalty. The only time that comes into play is for jammers. So Mossy Rocks is out there.
Smart play by 226 or 266 from South Seas, still holding on to the jammer, even though Siebes is like, come on, let's get in here and confuse the South Seas team, which has been awesome because now there's still no one as lead jammer for this jam at the moment. So it's given South Seas the chance to get lead again.
No.
Oh, we can't do that?
South Sea cannot get lead in this situation because Bruiser picked up the penalty in this jam. Mossy Rocks, however, is eligible, except for they took the star off. So this will be a 2-minute jam regardless.
Sorry for the confusion, everyone. As I say, roller derby, 300 rules.
So yeah, you can pick up lead from the penalty box if you started the jam in the penalty box, but if you're on track and then you pick up a penalty and go to the penalty box, you cannot gain lead in this jam. Just to try and explain that a little bit clearer. That looks like we have a blocker apiece in the penalty box. I believe Siebes is in there and Cinderella. The jam has come to its natural conclusion. Let's see, points-wise, how are we doing? Westside picked up a couple, and Southsea picked up 4. So it looks like it was a 4-3 jam there. I'm just a little bit curious as to how many penalties Siebes is on at the moment. So
Siebes will be on 3 or 4?
3.
Because one of their penalties, they had to sit as a captain because
it still counts towards their total. So yeah, that's why I was a little bit confused because I didn't know if they were 3 with it or 3 plus it.
All right, jukebox. Oh no, it's not jukebox jamming. It's
Slamwich
Slamwich against Beast.
Against Fly.
Fly. No, I'm getting Fly and Beasting confused because Beasting is reffing.
You know it's reffing because of the sparkly shorts.
And they're also similar heights and similar builds.
So we have Trippy Tarka lining up, and that looks like it's Bambi who is out there for South Sea. And it looks like it's a 4-3 pack, potentially. Yeah, 4 blockers out there for Westside, 3 blockers for South Sea. Trippy out for lead.
And Trippy just calling it off after doing a apex jump thing.
It's Trippy. Trippy's just doing Trippy things. I couldn't see Lily pushing in the penalty box. I'm sorry, Lily. I'm not saying that as a short joke, but I'm totally saying that as a short joke. I'll make it up to you at training.
Oh. All right, so we've got Jukebox and Fleabag. I think both these skaters have very similar jam styles, so it's going to be very interesting.
Okay, we've had lead given to Fleabag after a rapid no pass, no penalty signalled by Noms. It looks like while it was a no pass, no penalty, they then managed to pass the person that they had missed earlier.
Yeah.
We have Victoria beat her trying for a chase down out the front as Fleabag's picking up some points. And Jukebox has finally gotten out on their initial. Fleabag's going in for some more points.
And because both these jams are really fast, it's caused the pack to move really fast.
Which is giving them nice little holes for them to work their way through.
Yep, like what Jukebox just did.
Jukebox is a hard one to try and run a jam on because while they might get locked down quickly, they are also very, very quick to just change their footing and...
Yeah, and unfortunately Fleabag's going to the bin. So no matter what, this jam's going for a full 2 minutes.
Yep. And I believe blocker advantage to Westside as well.
A lot of penalties being called at the moment.
Ooh, that was... I'm not quite sure what I saw there in terms of how Fleabag did that, but Victoria beat her was not happy with that play.
And then you saw the ref going to her, no.
However, there is a bit of a discussion in the middle there by the refs. I think they're just double checking a few things and making sure that they're happy with their call. And there's a mad scramble for everyone to get off the track that shouldn't be on the track.
The people without the wheels on.
Well, no, the OPRs were out of position as well. Bruiser picks up lead. Mossy Rocks is stuck behind Harmon Miranda. Let's face it.
I wouldn't want to be stuck behind Harmon Miranda. I don't know about you, Judy.
I mean, I would just purely because that meant that I was actually managing to skate and play. My talent is more in talking and calling. Bruiser is picking up points. A star pass has occurred. Mossy Rocks has passed it on to Victoria beat her. While Vicky does not jam regularly, they are a very, very hard person to hold. So they tend to find holes in the pack and work their way through hitting hard.
Like they just did. But still.
Oh, and called for a penalty. So the signal out there from Justin is to keep running this jam. And why not? Because Bruiser is actually picking up a lot of points.
And Bruiser's calling it, falling down. They're like, yeah, you know what? I don't have to do this. It's hot. And this is where the smart skating and playing is coming into play with this heat, especially for teams like Victoria, which we are both are part of, where we're not used to playing in heat like this.
And we have a comment here from Matt going, let's go West Side.
All right, so we got a power jam start for Corky.
And I think Rogue has been sent to the Deadly Sports penalty box for was that a directional or clockwise? Something along those lines.
Something with a D in it, and then Siebes has been sent there too. Double Whammy and Hellcat, both trying to hold her, but unfortunately.
Now we do have a bit of offensive, defensive play, trying to set everything up. Got a few people being sent to the penalty box, and that looks like Vicky is one of them, which means this is definitely not what Westside wanted.
Yeah.
But Southsea is going to go for this as much as possible. So they'll be making those smart tactics and working all that out because they are clawing this game right back.
I think the Stars have just lined up for South Seas, like they've just done, and they're playing it smart, calling it before Westside has a chance to clear their jammer. Their bench coach their bench coaches are being awesome and tactical, and it's just thrown a spanner in the works for Westside.
So this is one of those momentum shift kind of moments. And in this situation, either Westside is going to adapt.
Which is why they've probably called this team timeout.
Or South Sea is just going to keep piling the pressure on and start really clawing back that point differential, which, I mean, they've clawed it back to 3 points. So definitely, it is all going in South Sea's favour at the moment.
Good job, South Seas. And this is the thing with Derby. You could be 50 points behind, a couple of bad jams, and you've caught up like what South Sea has done.
Yeah. And I mean, there's still a lot of time left. So this is not saying South Sea's going to go away with the win or anything like that. This is just saying there is that momentum shift happening now. It is up to Westside to counter it and try and keep going with their game plan and adapting to what South Sea's throwing at them. And the big thing here is Westside got that momentum because they were managing to get those multi-point passes, whereas now South Sea's getting those multi-point passes.
Yeah.
And
Well, look, South Sea got 16 points, not in the last jam, but the jam before that. To come back from the 15-point jam that Westside had, and then 12 points in the last jam.
so, there's all these little shifts and all that kind of stuff that is working for and against them. As Grim said, Justin is a pro, so Justin has been a bench coach for a long, long time. He's also one of, the Victorian men's roller derby players, so his knowledge of the game is top tier. But Westside's bench crew has been throwing everything at him and is making them work. So it is great.
Well, guess what? South Sea has just taken the lead, I'm pretty sure, with that 4 points.
We'll see if any points got sniped on them, but I think maybe.
Come on, tell us, Mr. Refs and Mrs. Refs and anyone else.
No, we're waiting for the scoreboard. Justin has noticed that the points haven't gone up as yet, so in roller derby we do need to pay attention to that side of things.
Yes, they've won 100. And then
Flies out for lead up against Slamwich. So about a quarter of a track between the two of them. Fly is passing on a message to Lemon Squeezy. It looks like they're going to hope the Lemon's going to be able to help them through, but unfortunately, Slamwich is too quick.
And unfortunately, they've now... we got a points changed for 102 to Glory. So this is going to be a really close game. I like these games.
I was saying before, I like commentating them. I do not like benching them. And we have here Liz. Good South Sea, but Bunny's coming back going, come on, Westside. So we have Fleabag out there now, up against Tripitaka. Again, it's one of those ones where the footwork of both jammers is very similar, but Trippy's just got that experience and the knowledge on how to handle the situation. That they are definitely, if you want someone who is able to control what they're doing, Trippy is definitely one of the people that you would send down in this situation. And we have a couple of reminders because there's been a couple of lead changes for drinks.
Yep, so everyone keep hydrated today, and I hope those who are watching at home are in a nice, cool space, especially if you're in Victoria. And I hope those in Brisbane and along the coast there where the cyclone's coming in, I hope you're all safe as well while we're at it.
So we now have Corky out there up against Crazy Jackal. Corky picking up lead.
Making it look easy.
Beasting doing a lovely little fall there.
Showing us how to fall safely.
Siebes has taken the star as a star pass, so Jackal is now blocking, but Corky's calling it off, not giving Siebes any chance of hitting the pack.
Smart playing Corky, smart playing South Seas. And I must say, is that Achilles waving the fan on South Seas at the moment?
No, it's not.
Oh, I'm getting people confused. I am sorry. I do not recognise people without their gear on.
That's Miles.
Miles. Smart thinking, bringing your own fan person to this game.
So now we have Bruiser, and that looks like Mossy Rocks out there, lining up for Westside. Vicky with the drawback on Bruiser. Bruiser hitting the ground and picking up lead. Mossy has been very quick to take off the star, but Victoria beat her is more focused on trying to stop Bruiser than taking the star pass. Bit of a stumble fall that made it look a little bit like a back block, but refs deemed it okay at that time.
I think
the star hit the ground outside of the track, which means that when Victoria beat her, picked it up, it was not deemed a legal star pass, so they had to give the star back to Mossy Rocks.
so. They just did it smartly by throwing it to the inside and going, yeah, you grab it from there.
Bruiser is picking up more points. Now the star pass has actually happened. Lemon Squeezy is all over it and managing to slow it down, whereas Sin has gone for the drawback, meaning Victoria beat her is being sent to the Deadly Sports penalty box. Jam has come to the end, which means South Sea is going to start on a power jam for 30 seconds. And that was a lot happening in that jam.
There is a lot happening.
And it looks like
Official timeout. What?
lots of discussing
Of
points and
points
making
and
sure everything is all good. South Sea has taken the lead back.
By 10 points. Good job, Southsea.
And it looks like they're putting Fly out for the power jam, which I would say is definitely a smart tactic. Fly has had a lot of success out there today. So, you know, keep that momentum going, keep building on it, because, I mean, there's 12 minutes left of the game.
Refs giving refs tips. I love that.
Well, Beasting is probably one of our more newer refs. Been playing Derby for years, but not quite as experienced as Kinsley is in terms of reffing. So tips being shared between them is probably a good thing.
So Fly has gotten out
And picked up lead.
and picked up lead. Got past Siebes today, who I would never want to go up against one-on-one.
And we've got South Sea not quite playing one-on-one, but kind of playing one-on-one, where each of the blockers has taken another blocker as the person to focus on. Siebes has been sent to the penalty box as pivot. Victoria beat her is back on track as jammer, but has the star off in their hand. So they're trying to do a star stash. However, South Sea is aware that the pivot is not on track and cannot take the star.
And also, I think there's a lot of West Side that were in the bin just then, so Fly just flew on past, I should say.
Fly showing why they've been picked for Team China.
I just liked how the last time around that first corner, Fly was just waving to people. Hi!
Star Pass has happened. Victoria Beta has passed it on to Seeds the Day. We've got some last-minute calls being made, so Jam being called off, but people being sent to the Deadly Sports penalty box. Does look like it's probably going to be one blocker apiece in there.
Hold on, let's check it out. Well, we've got South Seas pivots in there. And double whammy is standing. So under 10 seconds left for double whammy. Because they're standing up. But we've got Club Slamwich. And
that will be Bambi that's standing there. There is a bit of talk between officials. It looks like some of the NSOs were just double checking, making sure that penalty counts are all correct and whatnot. Liz and Grim, I should say Princess, thank you Grim for reminding me. Princess and Grim, yes, Fly is amazing. They are such a lovely human. Club Slamage goes straight into Honey Collider, being braced by Hum and Miranda, which has allowed Bambi to get on out as lead. So at this stage, South Sea has been managing to pull away with the points. Club Sandwich is out. Bambi is being safe and calling it off instead of resetting and making sure that there's no accidental cut tracks. There is a lot of finger waving from Justin.
Justin's like, why didn't you let Maple Slam out?
You gotta look, you gotta look, you gotta look.
I'm sorry, boss, but I'd rather do that and...
Okay, Princess has asked for penalties.
Oh, Luna Shovegood, unfortunately, is on 5, but with 8 minutes left, fingers crossed.
And we have Troopy Tucker out as lead, so let's quickly go back there and we'll show West Sides in the next lineup period. Fleabag is currently being held by Massacre Jones. Troopy's just jumping apexes left, right and centre. Flea has been called for a cut track. This could be a momentum shift. Troopy's just gone for another apex, but has gone, you know what, I don't feel like I was safe with that, so let's reset. And Lily's gone, well, I'm going to make you work for it. I'm going to run you back a bit further. Troopy's out again. Kinsley appears to be calling some more penalties. So there is a blocker in the Deadly Sports penalty box for Westside. Fleabag has just returned to track as jammer for the Sirens. Okay, so there was a little bit of confusion there. Curls was being called for a penalty, but the numbers were incorrect. So they remained on track until the number was correctly called out. During this lineup period, let's quickly show West Side, so Siebes and Double Whammy both on 5. So, and what's that? Massacre Jones and Victoria Beat Her both on 4. So they've got a little bit more of a penalty worry.
We've got Jukebox and Corky.
Yeah.
Go Lemon and Harm and Miranda are trying to hold Jukebox, but they've done well because Corky has gotten lead.
So this is two fast jammers. Corky's maintaining their lead and the space. The South Sea blockers are down in number, but they are walling up. I'm just trying to work out what's being called.
South Seas are calling it.
Yep. So they released the two blockers from the penalty box, so they have a full lineup. And while that was happening, just before Corky called it, Westside skater leader of the pack ended up getting a call. Justin has run in to confirm some stuff with the jam ref. I think pointing out that there was someone in the penalty box, but I don't believe that they missed their point. I think they were okay. But in a game like this, you want to make sure you get all the points that you can.
Yep.
Bambi out for lead for Southsea. Crazy Jackal trying very hard, but going up against a very solid defense. I'm just quickly going to do that while the skater is down. We will be back when everything is fine, and we'll give you an update at that stage. Please bear with us. Okay, so just for all of you watching at home, yes, it looked like it was a very bad collision. However, Bambi is up. They skated off by themselves under their own steed, and they are currently getting checked out by the amazing Deadly Spots Plus first aiders. So they should be okay. It definitely looked more scary than what it seems to have been. Bambi's talking and laughing and everything like that. Gave a bow as she skated off, so all good.
We're all good. And again, another person you don't want to go up against, Bambi and Curls.
Yeah. So now we have Bruiser lining up against Club Sandwich.
Yeah, we're just waiting for things to get sorted and calm back down after that. I think that was just a bit of a shock for everyone.
And one of the things that we do need to wait for is that the first aiders are going to be able to continue to watch the game.
Well, we're lucky we've got all the first aiders here at the moment.
We actually have multiple first aiders, more than what we would normally have at a tournament, so we're able to get pretty much straight underway again.
Yeah.
Bruiser trying to sneak up the outside, but Victoria Vita had a number. Sandwich has been caught behind Lemon Squeezy and is waiting for some reinforcements from leader of the pack.
Lemon Squeezy, I must say, I used to watch their jamming skills, but now their blocking skills are next level.
Exactly.
It's so nice when we get to see the Southside Div 1 teams play, because they hardly get to play down here in Victoria.
Yeah, for a lot of the local teams, we actually don't really play local. It happens. It happens. So that jam got called off. Southsea maintaining a 22-point lead at the moment. It looks like Corky is going out against Tripitaka. And there's just over 4 minutes remaining. So Trippy has managed to move the pack rather quickly to split it all apart. Did run into Siebes there in pivot for a period of time there, but it's all good. Looks like Double Whammy has returned to the penalty box. Corky is now out. Tripitaka's picking up points. And it's going to be interesting to see what they're going to do because there's only 2 blockers out there for Westside, but Trippy is one of those people who can just pick up a lot of points by themselves.
And Siebes is proving why they're a part of the reserve team of Team Australia, just showing that they've got those quick skate skills.
And Corky is now picking up points as well. Double Whammy has returned to track. And it looks like they're on a power jam because Tripitaka has been sent to the Deadly Sports penalty box. I don't know what that one was for.
E, whatever E means.
I can't remember off the top of my head. They changed it from elbows. But, you know, this is going to be helping Southsea out, but also Trippy can just keep scoring for the next 30 seconds because it's Trippy and Trippy does Trippy stuff. So Corky's really going to have to make sure that they are scoring equally.
Now, no one get any penalties.
Slam right out the front there, trying to slow Trippy down. Corky's getting through for points. And that jam has come to its natural conclusion. So, how many points were picked up in that jam?
12 apiece, I think. At the moment, it's 12 apiece, but that could be subject to change.
They will definitely be double checking everything because now we're in the last 2 minutes of the half. And no score adjustments can be made after the lineup period.
Yeah, so Westside has called a timeout. Let's have a look at that points thing while we've got it. Okay. So, see, in the last jam, they were 12 apiece. So they were tit-for-tat, matching each other. But in this second half, we can see that Southsea's graph has gone more down. They've had a stronger second half compared to Westside.
So Southsea showing that they are a bit of a second half specialty. Okay, so Double Whammy's now on 6. Siebes still on 5, and we now have 3 sitting on 4. And then just shove as the concern for Sirens, with Slam on 4 as well. We do have a question mark there for Slam.
Sometimes if we don't remember what the penalty was, we'll put a question mark, but they know that they serve.
Yeah. So it's, if that was while they were jamming, then, you know, more than likely it would have been a cut track. If they're blocking, it makes it a bit more harder to guess.
Okay, we've got Tripitaka. Oh, sorry, Fleabag and Jukebox. Or is...
No, that's Trippy.
Okay,
You weren't seeing things, you were correct.
Do I get bonus points?
Unfortunately not. And Flea has been sent to the penalty box on a cut track, which means Trippy is on a power jam and lead.
So what Southsea is signalling is to get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, stay up the front, hold Trippy, Because the way Westside do it is they hold for a bit and then they get their blockers in to do defence.
They often go for that sweep.
Yep.
However, Southsea was more than prepared for that. And this is where, when you kind of played teams semi-regularly, you kind of start to know some of those strategies that are going to be used and start countering it.
Like, I think this is the first time I've seen Trippy Taka held up as much as they have been this game.
Oh, yeah. It is rather odd for a power jam not to have resulted in a lot of points for Trippy. Okay. So we are currently in the situation where somebody had to call something to stop the clock to get another jam in.
And an official review has been called by Westside.
Now, I'm not sure if this has been used as a timeout
or... Yep, they're saying they're using it as a timeout. But of course, everyone has to come in and just make sure.
No, this looks like it might actually be.
I thought I saw the Westside alt say it was a timeout. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Is it a timeout or is it an official?
Well, the fact the refs haven't come over would make me think that it's just a timeout.
And they're just...
But the fact that Siebes came in, it was sort of like, hang on a second.
Hang on a second, what's going on here?
So at this stage, there is 9 seconds left on the period clock. That's why they actually had to try and call that as quickly as possible to make sure that there was going to be another jam. However, I do believe Harm has actually called an official review. So I'm going to go and have a sticky beak and see what's going on.
Too easy. We're getting back into it. So was that an actual official review, Judy?
It was. So that was a situation where Aham and Justin were looking for a low block against the Black Jammer at that stage, well, the Westside Jammer. because the points are so close and everything like that, they saw a couple of stages where there was contact being made low, and they were worried about that. The refs were saying, yes, there was a lot of contact going on, but they could not say for certain who it was who was causing that contact, whether it was going to be Sirens or Glory.
Fair enough. Now, Sirens and Glory, Jukebox and Bruiser are both neck and neck in this one. They've both managed to... Ooh.
Okay, so in this situation...
Bruiser's like, I'm fine.
I'm not going to go to the BRB screen. Bruiser's fine. However, this jam has come to a conclusion, which means that the game has come to a conclusion. So the unofficial score at the moment is Glory on 142 to Southsea 161. So we shall wait and see with the rolling whistle what's going to come up.
Waiting patiently for this rolling whistle, waiting patiently.
Okay. It does look like Noms is having a chat to Justin, so I'm not quite sure. Both
alts are talking to a ref.
Yes, but it was the Westside Glory alt who raised an issue to Denominator, who has then gone over to check things out. And part of that was, well, if the jam is going to be called off because of injury, that skater needs to actually get checked out by first aid, which, fair call, absolutely 100% agree with that. That was definitely needed, especially when it's in the final jam with everything on the line.
Yep, fair enough.
So the rolling whistle has occurred, which means Sirens did take the win against Glory, 161 to 142. I've been Judy Bench.
And I've been Tickle Me Helno.
And we shall see you back here on track 2 for the next game, which is Kingston City Rollers versus Diamond Valley Firetails. And that will be starting in about a quarter of an hour.
Yeah, too easy. And thank you for today, Judy. And thank you for your awesome help with the live streaming for everyone.
That's okay. It's been an interesting challenge for us. And yeah, we're just glad that, we've been able to pull together with Beardcast's kit, since Beard is now a new father.
Congratulations, by the way, Beard, if you're listening.
So he has lent us his kit, so we've been able to get this live stream up and running so people don't miss out.
Too easy. Well, we'll sign off for now. Judy, are you back for the next game?
I am, indeed.
All right. Who have you got with you the next game?
Me.
Just you?
Just me. But that's fine. I am quite looking forward to commentating the next game because it's my old team, so let's see how they go.
Too easy. If you want, I can stick around.
We can talk after this.
Too easy.
Bye.